Hey everyone. Wow, it was hard to breathe in that. What's going on, guys? It's your boy Miles Morales, and some new set photos because, you know, Spider-Man Homecoming started shooting, which is good. That means we're getting the movie next year, guys. So definitely we'll be giving y'all news updates on that. But some new set photos came out of Tom Holland in his Spider-Man suit, and everybody saw him and was like, oh wow, look, they didn't change the suit for the first time in forever. So that got me thinking. I was like, we've had a lot of Spider-Man movies and a lot of Spider-Man suits, so which ones are the best? So I said, you know what, might as well ask my channel. And shout out to the dude that told me to make a video. You are awesome, and you inspired me to make this video. Alright, anyway, alright, let's get into it. So I made a top 5 list of the best Spider-Man movie suits. Now this is my opinion. Of course you might have another one, but I made this list based off of two things. One is how good it looked on screen and how much it fit the story, and two, how much did it resemble the comics, like the good old Spidey comics, you know what I mean? So let's get this started off. Okay, so number 5. The first one on my list going a little dark is the black suit from Spider-Man 3. Now, everyone was so excited because we were getting Venom, and of course when we get Venom, that means we are getting a black suit Spider-Man. And as about how close it comes to the comics, it doesn't have the white symbol that goes around the chest like it usually does. Like this guy, it doesn't have this white chest. It has it's just like a black version of the classic red and blue suit that Sam Raimi did. And it has the bigger, more menacing eyes, and it made Spider-Man stronger, and it was the symbiote, and it made sense for the story. It made sense for the plot. I really loved watching that suit. I wish we got more, because the only screen time that suit had was the Sandman fight, and then there's the montage where he's like and he's dancing around, and we get some photos, but other than that, this has barely any screen time. In the well, of course he has to take it off. There's that scene too, but there's just so much wrong with that movie. And one of the things is I wanted more black suit Spider-Man. I really did, and we didn't get we didn't get a lot, and that kind of sucks. But at least we have a lot on Google Images. I mean, that's as good as it'll get, honestly. I mean, I want to see it more, but we'll get it more in the future, especially in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Anyway, that's cool. Alright, my number 4, I think I have my list memorized. My number 4 entry into this list is the Amazing Spider-Man Mark Webb version back in 2012. Now, when everyone saw this suit for the first time, everyone let out a collective, huh? Because it was a lot different from the comics. The eyes were a lot smaller. The big spider emblem was dope. Like, it was all the way down. It was very skin tight. And it kind of did not have the pattern. It did not have the pattern of the classic Spider-Man. It showed some. It had the utility belt, which is dope, I think. No, it didn't. Yikes. Sorry. It didn't have the utility belt, but it was very skin tight. And at first I was like, really? Not only was I mad that they had Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man, but now the Spider-Man suit looks like a freaking rubber band sprayed red and blue. Man, this joke is trash. But over time, as I started to accept Andrew Garfield, I started to accept the suit, and I thought, man, this suit is dope. And then all the features, Mark Webb talked about how much he wanted to make it look like Peter Parker could have made it, like the sunglasses, the lenses were made out of sunglasses. And, you know, there's a montage where he makes the suit, which is cool. But it really strayed a lot from the comics, which Mark Webb later apologized for. He said, yeah, I did want to make it look like Peter Parker could have made it, but I did stray away from the comics. So at least we got that apology. It's dope. It's good looking. I appreciate it. It made for good posters. But I have my number 3 list. Alright, so we're moving on. Alright, so look. Third entry into the top 5 list. Third one. The Captain America Civil War, Tom Holland. Now, you saw my intro. I love this version of Spider-Man. Tom Holland, I don't want to go on record and say that just yet, but he is a really, really, really great Spider-Man. And I loved the suit. At first when I saw it, everyone thought it looked like cartoony, and I was like, you know what? Whatever. I really don't care. Spider-Man in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and I love it. Now, I love how the lenses change. It's a gift from Tony Stark, which is kind of weird because in the comics and in all the previous movies, Peter Parker made his suit, but this time it's a gift from Tony Stark. Anyway, I just know that he continues to use it, and I'm really proud. The spider chest is really small. It's really small, and it doesn't look like from the comics, which is I mean, of course it's small in the comics. The back symbol looks just like it does in the comics, which is completely fine. And then I'm just saying, it looks great on film. Tom Holland fits the suit perfectly, and I'm just really glad that they went this route. The red and blue, the classic patterns, the eyes, man, it's all just perfect. It's amazing. But there are better entries on this list. So yeah, second one. I know the second one. Okay, the second entry on my list is the one we all grew up on. Tobey Maguire, Sam Raimi Trilogy, Spider-Man suit. Now, this one, there's been a lot of different versions. It stayed the same, pretty much, but the one I'm talking about is the one in Spider-Man 2. The one in Spider-Man 2 was just the best that came out of that series. I mean, in Spider-Man 1, the spider was a little small, and then Spider-Man 3, nothing was really special about that one. But the one in Spider-Man 2, man, that one was just dope. Like, I love this. The symbol was perfect. The back symbol was perfect. The colors were amazing. The eyes, man, the eyes were, oh my gosh. Okay, so when I'm talking about Spider-Man suits in particular, one thing that kind of has to stay the same for me is the eyes. Okay, Spider-Man, as you see on these walls, he all has pretty much the same eye. And look, that's what I'm talking about up here. The eye, man, and it all pretty much stays the same. And this one, I think, perfected that. Now, of course, it does look like it came out of the comic books, but does it look like Peter Parker could have made it? No, it doesn't. I think that suit cost like $33,000 to make. Unless Peter Parker is like some master photographer or he's owning Parker Industries, I don't see him making the suit, which is okay. I'm not complaining. But still has to make sense. Now, it does ride up in the crotch a little bit, which is okay. I mean, it's a Spider-Man suit. But it was an overall great watch, and I don't know why they changed it in Spider-Man 3. It just made no sense to me. The suit itself was fine. Tobey fit it perfectly. But on to my number one. Now, this number one. I'm gonna just say it. The Amazing Spider-Man 2 Spider-Man suit. Now, why is that my number one? Miles, why is that your number one? Let me tell you why. It's amazing. No pun intended. I'm telling you. I was just talking about the eyes, but this one had the bigger eyes, which was amazing. The big, where you've ironically been staring at it the entire time. The symbol was perfect. The colors were amazing. I love the web shooters. The web shooters were dope, man. You gotta like agree with me on that. Like the web shooters, like in the Amazing Spider-Man 1, they tried too hard on the web shooters. They tried too hard. This one, it was simple. It fit the costume. It had the little things right there, so you can so that was the pressure. But overall, it had so much color and personality. Now, of course, in the movie, it did look like CGI, as all of these Spider-Man suits did in their respective times. And this one